92.5.
Under Bank, NA member FDIC.
Welcome back to Eagles Primetime Live. The XTU Student Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Jim Sapala's Kia of Westchester and Kia of Coatesville.com. Always remember, Jim Sapala wants to see ya in a Kia.
And we're back. Jiggies and Pete's here. Todd Harriman's Jason Kelsey of the Eagles. Time for our Student Athlete of the Week.
This guy is going to knock your socks off. So get ready for it. This is Nicolas Toocheck. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us about you, because you are amazing.
I run a marathon on every continent while raising money for a charity called Operation Warm.
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
And you've run a marathon
Yes.
on every continent
Yes.
in the world.
Yep.
What was your favorite continent? First say North America.
I mean, North America was my first one, and it was really cool because, you know, all my friends and family were there, and it was a really special moment because it was my first one.
How old were you when you did your first one?
I was 9 when I did my first one.
Of course.
But I think Antarctica and Switzerland were probably, you know, pretty close to the favorites.
So do you like running in cold weather?
Yeah, I like pretty extreme weather. You know, a lot of people are say, you know, 55 degrees and partly cloudy outside is like perfect running weather. And I totally agree with that for a marathon. But any other distance, you know, I think it's kind of fun. It's you get a little adventure when you have, you know.
So how long are these marathons?
They're 26.2 miles.
It's a real marathon. This isn't like a kid marathon, right?
I know. I really didn't know what a real marathon was.
Yeah.
Like that.
Nicholas, how did you get into it? What got you into running?
Well, my dad was always a runner. He was training for the Air Force Reserves, their fitness test thing, and, you know, he was running a little bit more than he usually was, and, you know, I was just like, can I go run with you? And yeah, so from there, it really kind of started, and I was 6 years old when that.
What's your best time?
Marathon time? We
Is that what we're talking about?
We really tried to do the marathon slow, so I've done a marathon in 5 hours and 56 minutes, but my fastest half marathon was 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Wow.
That's a long time to
He's
run.
11 years
Yeah.
old. That's crazy.
And do you have to sign up for a marathon, or do you have to qualify? How does it work?
You know, those big ones like Boston and New York, you have to qualify, you have to get a certain time, but for a lot of them, you just have to be a certain age, which is tough for me because I can't get into a lot of them because of that. But for a lot of them, you just have to sign up.
So Antarctica was really cold.
You know, it was summertime actually, and everyone's like, oh, it's freezing cold, nothing down there. But it was actually mid-30s. It wasn't too bad. There were penguins, sea lions, whales, you know, it was super.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So who was running with you?
It was my dad. And I guess there were 70 people in the race because, you know, you can only have a certain amount of people running down there at a time.
But he's the guy that you knew. Like,
Yes.
you weren't running by yourself. You were.
No,
you have the
we
same
run
pace?
together, yeah.
Well, that's nice.
So is this a Guinness record? It should be.
It should be, but they don't qualify anyone under running categories under 16 because, you know, it could go from 11 down to it will go really far down, so they're just like worried about that.
Well,
so,
that's dumb.
Yeah, so they don't qualify anyone below there.
Wow. So, I mean, every continent. What's, aside from the running part of it, what's been your favorite place to go?
I guess I was on my way to Australia, and we stopped in Hawaii, and that had to be my favorite
That's
spot.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
And what did you do when you were down there in Australia? I heard that you visited, or you were looking for somebody's dad.
Yeah.
You a country music fan?
Yeah, we love Keith Urban. He's one of my favorites. And we were looking for them in Caboolture, but yeah, we didn't really get to.
Did you have like signs and stuff? Keith Urban, where are you?
Yeah.
Did you talk like that? Did you pick up the accent wherever you go?
Is his dad's name Keith too?
Kinda. I don't know.
Sound like all those Antarctica people?
What do they sound like?
Their teeth are chattering.
There are pretty much no people that actually live down there. They're all just like researchers and from. We were down at
like a lot
the
of fun.
Chinese and South American research bases, so we didn't really get to
So
talk.
when you're running, this might be a dumb question.
There's a bunch of
When you're running in
nerds.
Antarctica, are you running on a regular pavement or are you running on ice and snow?
Since it was summer, there wasn't a lot of ice and snow. I've been there twice. The first time it was more mud and gravel. The second time there was more snow than there was the first time, but it was still gravel.
Do you have to buy new gear for each terrain?
It depends. Like, a lot of the continents were pretty much the same. Antarctica was really the only.
Okay. And are you and your dad, like, talking the whole time?
Yeah. A lot of people say, they can't talk during running. It just tires them out. But for us, it kind of helps because it's boring, when you're running that long.
What's your preferred shoe to wear?
I run in ultras. Because I have a wide foot, so they have a big toe box. But I have a lot of Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
You got an endorsement yet? Let's talk business
Let's work
here.
on it now, right? Now's your chance
I feel like
to
we could
shine.
ask you questions all day
I know.
long.
So we heard about the running and the continents and all that stuff is amazing, but you're also doing it for a really good cause. Talk to us about the charity.
Yeah, it's called Operation Warm, and they provide new winter coats to kids that can't afford them all around the U.S.
Wow.
And I've raised about, I think, $45,000 around there.
Congratulations. That's great.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Man. Good work.
Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, so let's take a break from learning about you, and now you can ask the guys some questions.
All right. So, Jason, I was just wondering, your opinion, besides you, who do you think has the best beard in the NFL?
Okay. I'd have to go Brett Kiesel from the Steelers. He kind of started the whole thing.
Yeah.
He was the first guy. I mean, I feel like he started this whole beard movement that's been going across.
People back in the day had beards.
No, dude, not like that.
In the modern era, I would say probably Brett Kiesel.
Yeah.
How about those uniforms, by the way? The Steelers. They were
Jailhouse?
good.
I think those are cool.
Lord, I thought they looked terrible.
Well, they're throwback jerseys. So.
They look terrible still. All right.
Looked like they should show the game in black and white, too, when you saw it.
You're right.
Do you see that? There was a quick story yesterday. It was about the Titans, the new quarterback. Same deal. Another guy with all the hair, Zach Mettenberger, and he was told by the team, cut it because you represent the radio station. You represent the football team. It's because I say
Flashbacks for Doc.
It's because I hear
You
that a lot.
cut your hair, Doc.
Now look what happened. but he went ahead and he got it cut because they said you're like a CEO on a main company and you're the person that's out there. So they had him do it. It worked great because they lost 30-16 after all that. He needs the hair back.
Yeah, maybe that's why the Titans haven't been very good in a while. They're too worried about haircuts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh!
Hey-yo.
Kels.
Next question.
So I'm thinking about playing football next year, and my mom's kind of freaking out because she doesn't really want me to get hurt, and she's worrying about all that kind of stuff. And I was just wondering if you guys had any like advice to convince her that it's safe and ish.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to get hurt. That's like just going to happen. But I would
Great
say,
start. Great lead in there, Kels.
Don't start with that. Just letting you know. But the biggest thing I think that football does, and more than any other sport, is it teaches you about working together and really relying on other people to, work together to accomplish a specific goal. And I think
there's something to be said for team sports.
I think that it teaches you more about a lot about life and a lot about the lessons that you're going to need to succeed in whatever area of business or whatever you end up going off into. I think that's the biggest thing that football does.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a good point. Todd, did you have anything to add to that very good point that Jason just made?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Good.
I would just draw from my experience. I didn't get to play football until I was in high school. So I would say supposedly soccer was the safe alternative. And if they try to head in that direction, then you could probably have a good argument that more people get injured playing soccer, youth soccer, than football. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Write these down.
I don't know.
We'll give you a copy of the show.
Is your mom here tonight? Did she come or no?
No, my dad.
All right.
Though.
That's why
They
we're getting
ran
all these good answers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Getting ready.
Give us another one.
I was just wondering if you guys, were interested in running any farther than you usually do. Would you like to have me be your personal trainer for a marathon one day?
Total stud question right
That's a
there.
great question.
I don't ever want to run for hours and hours. That's
Yeah, that makes sense.
not really my style. I don't think
Yeah.
my framework is capable of that.
Yeah, the furthest I've ever run at this point is 2 miles in my entire life, and that's hard enough. I feel like my joints aren't ready for that either. I've done too much wear and tear at this point to where go out and try and run a marathon, that would hurt really bad the next day.
The bone on bone and my knees probably
young
wouldn't do so
man's game.
well.
It's a young man's game.
I think they're wimping out.
Definitely whipping out.
Definitely.
What do you think? All right, so how can people learn more about you and your charity?
You could go to my website, nickrunstheworld.com, and that's NIK, runstheworld.com, or you could go to operationwarm.org, and you can just donate from there.
Awesome. And we never even, what school do you go to? What year are you in school? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm in 6th grade, and I go to Patton Middle School, and probably one thing I want to be is either a baseball player or an FBI agent. So.
Okay.
FBI agent, that's cool. Right there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love Nick.
Very
awesome,
cool.
dude. Thank
Nick,
you so
thank
much
you.
for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
All
for all
right.
that you're doing.
Further, I say.